Hello, and welcome to the Superhero Hub. I'm Sam,
I'm Matt.
and today we're reviewing,
Fear the Walking Dead.
yeah, this is episode 9, The Children of Wrath. So basically, it starts as it means to go on, strongly. So, everyone's
Did
throwing.
it? Did
Excuse
it
me?
start with a flashback?
Oh, yeah, basically Ophelia. And this corroborates exactly why Mexico's the worst place to be. You can remember a couple of episodes I was mugging off Luciana because she wanted to go back to Mexico so much. Walker and his boys are having problems because there's a lack of water. Um, it's hot. You're going to get fatigued. It's going to be sweaty and it's going to stink to high heaven. But everyone wants to hang around Mexico for some reason. Worst place to be. So this starts with Ophelia trekking. She's got a jug of water. It looks hot. Uh, and yeah, she bumps into the dad, Jeremiah. Well, she gets shot at, doesn't she? Is playing with her really. It's weird because I thought originally it was at the start. It was like beforehand, and he just happened to bump into her. But no, this is during the apocalypse, I guess, when she's making her way to wherever. She's left wherever, and she's making her way wherever, and she's like come across him, and she's like, "Yo, help me out," and is like, "Nah." Brown, you're the kind of brown that's not going to fit in round here, basically. And then she spat at him. I'm paraphrasing, but basically that's what he meant. Um, so yeah, and he kind of ditched her, and then she's walking through this desert, let's be honest, where everyone wants to be apparently, and she ends up passing out, and then she's kind of saved by Walker. Um, the worst place to be. I don't get it. If this stuff kicked off, I would be, I'd, I'd say pretty far north.
Go to
Um,
Canada.
so what?
Go to Canada.
Um, see, it's
Alaska. Alaska. Go to Alaska. Got lakes there, don't they?
no, because that's super cold. So you're not
Yeah, why not?
thinking. Because it's going to be cold as. Yeah, there's going to be water. It's not going to smell, but it's going to be very quiet, I feel. And the fact that you're going to be crunching on snow, it's just, and you're going to have heating, which means you're going to be messing around with a lot of fire, and that's giving off light. So that's not the best. Go somewhere.
Man, zombies don't go towards the light, do they?
Of course they do.
Why would they?
I don't know, but they do. That's like, why would they go towards noise? They shouldn't be able to see or hear, but they still manage to do it.
I suppose. We're arguing over semantics. They're fictional.
Yeah, and it's weird. There's never any zombies about. Like
Hmm.
she's trekking. There's barely any zombies in this program. Like literally, like every so often they'll maybe bump into one every couple of episodes, but really, there's none. Definitely not in the magnitude of like the actual Walking Dead, where every 5 minutes they're bumping into a massive thing. So maybe it's a good place because there's less zombies, but really, no. So yeah, she passes out, she gets saved, and I guess she kind of joins the crew. Then we kind of the second kind of little bits they're flicking him to I think his name's Victor, the doctor.
Okay.
For
Yeah, yeah.
some reason I think his name's Victor. So he's ambling about, and then he happens to stumble across the boat that was in the earlier seasons. So he's kind of on the boat and is going around, is getting stuff. And then, which I thought was good, is that they kind of finally confirmed. It's interesting that they did it in this show as opposed to the normal Walking Dead, but I think he's fiddling about with the radio, and then he gets. I think he's kind of hailed. I think the guy was saying he's on the International Space Station.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's somewhere, isn't he? He's somewhere he can't get back from. I think he probably is, yeah.
Yeah, so which my thoughts were like, how can like a radio on a yacht be able to pick up that signal? But yeah, he says it's on the International Space Station and has seen all the lights go out, so it's kind of gone on everywhere, not just the US. So it's finally actually confirmed that it's gone
Yeah,
on.
but it has, but I don't really get why that was such a big revelation.
It's just nice to know.
If it hadn't happened everywhere else, then the zombies would be dealt with by now.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So yeah. Well, now it's kind of like, yo, what actually happened then?
They'll never answer that. I'm not until the end of the normal Walking Dead anyway.
Yeah, so it kind of flicks back to them, and then it turns out they've been done by anthrax. And then this is another issue. Like Madison goes to Walker's place, and she's got Ophelia, and she like gets out the car, gun to the head, traipsing in, and there's about 6 guys behind her with guns pointed at her back, and none of them do anything. It's like one shot done. Yeah, so that doesn't happen. So they go in there.
I don't get anything about it. They keep trying to build her up as this like strong warrior. To me, she's just an irrational woman.
That's offensive. You can't say things like that.
She's a woman and she's irrational.
That's sexist and misogynist.
Okay, she's an irrational person. Does that make you feel better?
No, that is offensive.
Of course it is.
In modern society, you can't say that stuff about women, or you will be chastised and be called a bigot. So yeah, I agree with you though. So we'll both be chastised together. So yeah, and then there's kind of. I'm just going to cut around the car. I'm just going to get to the 2 big bits which I thought was good. Is like they kind of invaded the camp again and stole their little crusty little trailer with their trinkets in it. And what they did, they lit fires around and they're all dashing their water on the fires. It's like, yo, what they should have done is rewind 2 weeks ago, go to the place, light a load of fires, and then they're going to dash what little water they have left to put the fires out, and then you've won. Because then they're screwed. So it kind of showed how they could have been beaten, like there and then.
They've got a militia, they've got guns, they know where they are. What they should do is roll in there and kill them. Put them down. Do it and get it over with.
There's a lot of messing about. I think it's the leadership, really. If Troy was in charge, it would have been dealt with. But there's a lot of messing about in this show. A lot of messing about.
They keep on. I find it so hard. So normally, when you have a show, you have a through line where if you've got all these irrational people, at least the show is telling you who is in the right and who you should put. Even in Game of Thrones, you have Jon Snow. You know he's a good guy. If everyone else is kind of shades of grey, at least there's one good person. This show, I don't know who it is. I don't know what's going on. They have this conversation, right, with the old... I keep calling the old man. What's the old guy's name?
I think it's Jeremiah.
Jeremiah and Nick, the son, are having this talk, and he's like, this big revelation, I've got a native skull, and all this crap, right? I think that's what...
The bodies are buried underneath the floorboards, and it's like basically ages ago, before the apocalypse, the natives, they wanted them off the land for some reason, and they wouldn't go. So these native people started like hassling them, setting fires and killing their cattle. So
Jeremiah killed them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it seems like the show, right, he's in the right. Good. They're invading his land. They're trying to rob him. They're killing his cattle. He's well within his rights to shoot them dead.
Yeah, they're just annoyed. I think it makes the point. They're just annoyed because they're dumb. They sold the land for beer money, as it was.
That's the thing, though. They sold the land.
Yeah, the older people sold the land, and the young people are annoyed by it.
I can't work it out, because you get through to the end and everyone's circling around Jeremiah. If you big evil man, you stole their land. Like Nick at one point said in the show, it's their land. It's not their land. It's not.
they're all against the white man.
What are you talking about? It's a legal process. He owns the land. It's not their land at all. This entire debate they're having isn't a debate. It's so stupid.
They're white bashing, and we're probably going to be called bigots for saying it. But yeah, I think they're all ganging up on white people for some reason.
It wouldn't make a difference what race they are. If Jeremiah and the family were black, they would still have no claim to the land. If they were Hispanic, they would still have no. If they were other natives, they would still not have claim to the land. They sold it. The end.
Well,
this entire thing is so stupid where you get through to the end and for some reason he has to kill himself. Why?
Because the Native Americans didn't invent law and order and due process. They think it's just a way for the white men to screw them out of their stuff. They don't believe in the courts.
Well, but that's part of the frustration with my thing of Walker as well. It's like, is that what he's claiming? Because the daughter calls him on it as well in the episode before, like, you're playing the whole noble savage thing, it really is a hypocrite. He is a hypocrite.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like the show, to be fair to the show, they are saying he's in the wrong too, which is okay, but then who's in the right? Who am I meant to side with? Who in that room am I meant to look at and say, okay, at least it's not Madison.
It's just a real
control.
It's just a real weird plot point.
It's
just completely pointless.
It's a weird plot point where there's no right answer to, and so every character's taking one side or the other, and they all look like idiots for it.
Yeah. So yeah, and then stuff transgresses, and then I guess a deal's made on the sly, and which kind of reveals the whole thing that really you just wanted Jeremiah dead. And it was like, yeah, because I guess we'll kind of skip to the end because that's the only thing of note. Yeah, Madison goes in there and she's like having a drink with him, and then she's like, look, we kind of made a deal. It's like, I guess if I bring Walker your head, it's all cool. And she's like, look, you're gonna let people die because of this, blah blah blah. And it's like, yo, I hooked you up. I did you right. You know what I mean?
And he did. He did. Before she gets there, she gives this big sob story to her kids, right? About, oh, my daddy, oh, he beat my mum, oh, why, the drinker, so I put a bullet in his head. But what? But so you were always irrational. That entire thing felt like, you know, on the X Factor or Pop Idol or whatever they want to be shows are, where before they go out for their audition, they tell their sob story to get like the sympathy. Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah, I feel that.
I don't.
Yeah, it's either you're a good singer or you're not.
Right.
So yeah, and then I guess Nick rolls in, and Jeremiah's mugging him off for being weak, and then he just pops him in the head. And then
why? What's he doing? He's meant to be the rational one. Oh yeah, you stole their land, even though he didn't. It's his land. You just walked in and murdered the man. For what?
I know, it's kind of weird. So yeah. And then
it is weird, it makes no sense.
And then the brothers come in and then don't do anything, and then you have the cool jazzy version of whatever song it was, which I thought was pretty good.
Stand by me.
Yeah, you like that, didn't you?
No, I like the original version.
It's pretty edgy. So yeah, and then they're standing on the balcony and it looks like they've won, and I guess she goes and desecrates the corpse. I guess she lops the head off the corpse and brings it to Walker, and then it's all cool.
But that's meant to be some sort of justice. For what? First of all, he's well within his rights to defend his own land. And secondly, well, there's a point, I forget whether it's a daughter or the son. I think it might be the daughter. Like, before this all goes down, one of them's like, we're on the wrong side. What do you mean you're on the wrong side? He's a bloody savage. Like, do you not remember the bit with the crow, like, eating the dude's head?
Mm-hmm.
He's no better. It makes no sense. Nothing anyone does in this show makes any sense.
It's weird as well, because I think now they're kind of all cool. I guess there's going to be a power struggle between Jake and Troy. and then because the way it kind of ended with them on the balcony, it looked as though they were in charge, but I guess they haven't fully ascended yet. And really, you got another half of the season to go. You got to figure Walker's like going to be the main villain of the season, unless they're going to bring someone else in. So really, like this ain't gonna be all cool. This is gonna turn sour in like a couple of episodes. So, and then they're probably going to realise, oh, maybe we were wrong after all. Well, the young kids will be like, oh, we were wrong after all, you know what I mean? Because the Walkers lot are going to end up breaking the truce somehow. So yeah, they're just going to be like, we want the land again. For no reason now, because no one's wronged them. And then maybe they're going to be like, whoops. But really, I guess it's, yeah, that's the way the season's going. So they've kind of got a truce now and everything's cool, but not for long. Because you've got to figure he's the main villain, unless they bring someone else in, and that's going to be pointless. So let's talk numbers.
Oh no, not 6, 6.5, whatever. It's infuriating to me.
It's weird.
There's not one character I like.
It's just weird. I guess maybe they're setting it up for the future where, I don't know.
Can't get back to Salazar. I kind of like him. Why can't you roll in and kill all these idiots?
Well, he's still looking for his daughter. So I mean, if he ends up rolling on, maybe he's gonna take down, or maybe he's gonna become obsessed with the land. Maybe he's gonna decide it's his land. Who knows? So yeah, I'll give it a 7. It is weird. It's kind of obvious where it's going, but they're making a lot of political points that are for the sake of like the political climate that are kind of pointless
and nonsensical.
Yeah.
And the wrong one. Why are you making things about Native Americans for now? It's 2017. I know they're still out there, but surely this is not the story you tell. Oh God. Every one of them is an idiot.
It's like when the Mexicans cross the border illegally, and it's like if you say they're you know what I mean? If they cross the border illegally and bring drugs, if you say that, then you're a bigot, even though it's true.
At least that's still something that's relevant now.
Mm.
But even then, why are you doing this stuff on a Walking Dead show?
Because it's a political climate. Everyone's trying to make a point. It's just why everything's feminist all of a sudden, because it's relevant.
Well, that's a whole other thing. But there should be no politics. The apocalypse. Whole thing.
That's why it's barely pulling in 4 million viewers a week. I wonder if The Walking Dead will actually do it as well. If they start doing stuff like that, because that's how they're going to get the show killed, man. That's how all the shows are getting killed off one by one, because they're just jumping on the bandwagon. I'm Sam.
I'm Matt.
And the Superhero Hub is always politically neutral. See you next episode.